So we have a task group number 5, and we are looking about the improved construction, document completeness, and coordination. So this is task group number 5. I am chairing that group with the help of Mike Hernandez from ASCC, Don Klein from Klein Engineering, Scott Meyer from Conco, Mike Eads from Heselden Construction, and Michael Pedraza from United Forming. So our task group meet on a monthly basis online. We have a team meeting, and we have been meeting since this task group was formed in June of 2024, and we have been meeting once a month. And there is a lot of session we have discussed. We start with a lot of brainstorming that where do we start this thing? So one of the things we did in this one is we start with the review of the resources. What are the resources available? And when we start looking into this, and our goal was to find is this an issue, what we are talking here? And if it is an issue, is there a validation to the issue? And if there is a validation, is there solution? Are there solutions available in the market? So we are starting with this one, that the completeness of drawing, is this an issue? Is there somebody who was validating the issue? And are there any solution? So we start looking about we definitely look about this book, The Pro Constructability Blueprint. We look at the McKinsey, which Kerry Kapinski has discussed with you. And there is a bunch of other documents we have reviewed, ASCC document, case document. We look at the CSI document, ASCE, and definitely ACI. We look at the Dodge Construction Network document, the CII best practices. And we have looked also the CRSI and some other document. So we did a lot of review of resources what are available in the market, because it's a big task and we don't know where to start. So we start with, let's start review the document, see where we stand. So Kerry already discussed this one. So when we start looking at the document, is that we are looking into that, is this an issue? And then this is from the McKinsey back in 2017, where they're saying that even while other sectors from retail to manufacturing have transformed their efficiency, boosted their productivity, and embraced the digital age, construction appears to be stuck in the time wrap. And Kerry has well defined that one. So they are saying that, yes, this is an issue. The article in the New York Times also validated that this is an issue. Since 1970, the productivity start falling down. So those are the documents we have reviewed, and then two other documents which I didn't include here. Kerry mentioned those, the construction dive and the McKinsey latest report, which also saying that this is really an issue. Then we are saying, looking into this one, the second part, which is, okay, if this is an issue, then are there validation that have somebody done this survey to validate that this issue is real? And we found that ASCC guideline to design for CIP concrete constructability, they did a survey. So what they did is back in 2020, they sent the survey to 526 ASCC contractors. And this is the result from that survey. And if you look at the top 3, you will see the completeness of drawing, the coordination of drawing, and the coordination of drawing and specification. Those are the issues they're saying are the top issue for the productivity. So definitely the construction document and coordination is number 1 issue from this document. Then back in 2023, the FMI did this labor productivity study, and this printed this report where they say that 4 out of 5 contractors said low-quality design construction documents are a top external factor stunting the productivity. So we have looked into this one that, yes, there are issues, which is validated by McKinsey and New York Times and some other article. And then it's validating by McKinsey and FMI. So then we start looking, okay, this is the issue which is validated. So what are the solutions available in the, today? And we found there is a lot of solution available. You can see here from the case, there's multiple documents from the case. This is a document which is case 962-D. The guideline discuss the important aspect of design relationship, communication, coordination, and completeness, guidance for dimensional structure drawing, and the effect of various project delivery system and document revision. So there is some solution available. They are giving you some roadmap. We looked at the other document, which is coming out from CSI about the project delivery practice guide. And they are also saying that the guide recommends design team coordination with sufficient time dedicated to performing coordination tasks. And it also gives you the well-planned, well-executed, well-enforced coordination program can result in fewer addenda, fewer requests for interpretation, change orders, those kind of things. So there are solutions available. ASC has a document which is Quality in Construction Project, a guide for owner, designer, and constructors. And they also give you some solution for this issue. ACI has this one, the ACI 318, chapter 26 is dedicated for that one. They tell you what are the information that you must include in the construction document. Same with the ACI 30120, which gives you mandatory checklist with the information that must be specified in the project documents. So you could see that there is an issue there, there is a validation, and there are solutions. But for some reason, this productivity is not improving. So there is a missing link here. That something is missing here that's not moving this needles. So this task group, which was formed back in June 2024, we have reviewed all those things. And if you look at, I introduced the group at the beginning, and we have a well-balanced, from the contractor side, from the design side. So within the group, we said, okay, from the contractors, the people who are from the construction side, what are the issues you are seeing in here? So what they said is that drawing inconsistency, missing details, incomplete information, rework, misaligned coordination. Those are the things coming from the contractor side within the group. Then I asked in the same group on the design side, what are the issues you are seeing? And the design team was saying that reduced design fee, accelerated schedule, delegation of design, this delegated design, and then increase of the complexity of the project these days. Projects are getting more and more complex. So you could see that they're talking about the inconsistency and the missing detail, the contractor, whereas the design side is going towards the reduced design fee, accelerated schedule, and sometimes those early package, complexity of the project. So there is a gap there. There is a tool available like BIM, IPD, but we are still struggling to bridge that gap. So it's kind of like a contractor is one island, the design side on the other island, and we are trying to build that bridge to bring it together. So we start with this introduction and the background. And in this one, we have looked at 5 root causes of document incompleteness after talking to the group. The first one is the economic pressure and the reduced design fee. And that basically is that the engineer has fewer time to complete the document. And that also put pressure on the training side. There are junior engineer. So if you have a reduced design fee, while you're struggling to complete the document, you still have to keep in mind there are junior engineers coming in. You need to allow some time for the training there. So all those design fee pressure really putting pressure on the design firm. We look at the compressed schedule. And I mentioned that like early package, there's more coordination involved. Sometimes we have to issue the early foundation package. The delegated design, and the big thing there is the coordination gap when you do the delegated design. When you do the fragmented design, that something comes later. And then the scope ambiguities. Is that clearly defined or not? So those things put more pressure on this one. Technology misalignment, the BIM and the virtual design construction, those are available here, but this task group felt that the technology has been highly underutilized. We feel that the BIM and the other, the VDC, we are using probably like around 20% of their real capacity. We are not using the full capacity of those things. So there is some gap there. And then the collaboration gap. And interesting on this collaboration gap is that we have read one of the reference which says that 96% of the contractor, they acknowledge about this collaboration gap, but only 18% employing to tackle this issue. So those are the top 5 root causes this group put together. Then on the white paper, we start looking at this. This is like introduction. Then we start looking about the value and then the roadmap. So under the value, we are looking about this early contractor integration. So what the group is suggesting is that sooner we get involved the contractor on board, it kind of put together streamline the process, this one. And the main thing is the align of owner and the design team goals and expectation. So there's a clear picture between the contractor and the design team and the owner that which direction are we heading. We talk about the BIM on the level of development, and I'm going to talk a little bit more a little later, but what level of development are we today and where we should be? As I said, we are not using the BIM utilization. And then by modeling the fabrication placement tolerance clouds. So let me talk about the LOD here briefly. What the group says is that if LOD has different level, like 300, 350, 400. So the group felt that the design firm are at LOD 300, which is basically, we are showing the line diagram, we are putting together the schedule with all the reinforcement information. But if you go to the level of service 350 or 400, you have to really show all those rebar, all the post-tensioning tendon there. And on top of that, you could do the tolerance cloud there. And what tolerance cloud is that if you're showing a rebar there, you could say there is like a half-inch tolerance for the rebar location. So we could put like a shaded area on the rebar, which kind of give you a zone for that rebar where it could go. So it's a very well-defined what could happen in the field. And that will improve your clash detection. It will give you much more information how this thing will build. So those things are missing. We talk about the beam and column intersection. That's one of the things which we need to improve on. And if we do those LOD 400 level, it will improve all those beam column intersection. And then enhance productivity tools such as lean construction, so that it will flow everything. And it will improve the schedule and all those things. So this is the value we have looked at. After this one, we start looking into the roadmap. And under the roadmap, we look at the integrated delivery method. We discuss about the design build, the IPT, and the BIM. So under the design build approach is like the design team and the construction team, they work together for the design build. And in IPD, it goes a step further from the design build by aligning the owner, designer, contractor, subcontractor. So the team gets bigger here in the IPD, but they also share the risk and reward. And the main thing on that IPD thing is the trust and the transparency. That has to be there because everybody on the boat together, from including the owner, so they all share the risk together. And the BIM is basically, we throw their BIM as a third item, but really it's like a tool which will help all those, the top two, the design build and the IPD. Then in the roadmap, we also discussed about the early engagement of key subcontractor, get them on board early on. And then the constructability certification, and this is for the architect engineer, the certification, which really talk about the constructability in the project. So if they go through that certification program, they will know about those constructability things, which will help down the road. So this is a good program which is started by ACI and put together by Pro, I believe. Organized coordination and constructability review. So, I mean, it's obviously there's need to improve the coordination. I mean, it's like an ongoing thing during the various phases of the design, of the construction. And the last bullet I have there is avoiding the trap of premature construction. And this has happened like a design build or where the developer actually involved in the project, and they are pushing to get the package out. They want to get going on the construction, so they want to start, as soon as they finish the foundation design, they want to start the foundation, digging the hole and all those things, without everything has been well coordinated or vetted through the quality control. So avoid those type of trap, the premature construction. So the conclusion from our group is that industry must treat document completeness and coordination as measurable performance objective, not as afterthought. It requires a cultural shift from reactive problem solving to proactive coordination. It represents the most significant opportunity for the construction industry to improve productivity, profitability, and professional integrity across all project types. Owner to invest early in structured collaboration between design and construction teams, and then transition from managing uncertainty to managing opportunity. So that was the conclusion. And then fully coordinated design supported by advanced BIM integration, constructability reviews, and continued design engagement through construction, reduce rework, enhance safety, and deliver profitable outcomes. Adapting CII best practice, those things are available in the market tool. Applying pro constructability, the certification standard, and then utilizing tools such as pro constructability blueprint, and really what we are trying to do is the whole stakeholder come together on this one. And then improving the completeness and coordination of construction document is not merely an exercise in quality control, it is a strategic imperative. As I mentioned, it's a cultural shift, basically. So going from reactive to proactive mode. And that's what we have,
Thank
Any
you, Rashid.
question?
Thank you.